In this video here I'll be showing you how to set up an Altivar Process 600 series drive for a simple pumping application. So we'll start with the layout of the pump itself. We have an outlet pressure sensor with a range of 0 to 100 kPa, and that has an analog output signal of 4020 milliamp. That will be wired back to analog input 2 of the VSD. There's also an installation flow meter with a range of 0 to 200 litres per minute, and that too has a 4020 milliamp analog output, which will be wired back to analog input 1 of the VSD. The pump will be in PID control with a target pressure of 60 kPa. On startup of the system, we want to be in pipe fill, so have a maximum speed of 25 Hz, and come out of pipe fill once the outlet pressure goes above 30 kPa or 60 seconds has passed. We also want to go to sleep if the flow is less than 10 litres per minute for 10 seconds, and wake the system back up again when the pressure drops below 40 kPa. So to configure the drive, I'll be using SoMove. Please watch our other video which shows how to connect to a process drive with your PC using Ethernet. We're already connected to the drive, device is synchronized, and the first thing I'm going to do is customize the units. So all I did was go to device and customize units, and we said we were going to be in kPa, and our flow was litres per minute. So we apply that, and OK. From here we're going to set up our sensors. So from the parameters list tab, select complete settings, and then expand on sensors assignment. And our outlet pressure sensor is on analog input 2, and our flow meter is on analog input 1. Once we've done that, we configure the sensors. So we'll start with analog input 1, which is our flow meter. Which we say has a range of 0 to 200 litres per minute, and it's a 4 to 20 milliamp signal. So it's a current signal. And 4 to 20 milliamp. And 0 to 200 litres per minute. And then analog input 2, which is our pressure transducer, and that has a range of 0 to 100 kPa, and it too is a 4 to 20 milliamp signal. So current, and 0 to 100 kPa, and that's all we have to do to set up the sensors. From here we'll set up the PID, and we do this from the parameters layout tab, and then select PID. Page 1, our type of control is pressure. Our PID controller feedback is our pressure transducer, which is on analog input 2. It has a range of 0 to 100 kPa. And then we go on to page 3, our internal PID reference we want, and we have a target of 60 kPa. And that's basically it for our setup. We can also do other things like PID ramp that increases the PID reference over a period of time, so you get a smoother acceleration or a smoother control of your PID target. We can also adjust our proportional gain and integral gain depending on how the system's reacting to speed and pressure, but we won't go into that in this demonstration. The next thing we'll do is set up our pipe fill and sleep wake up functions, and we'll start with pipe fill, and our pipe fill activation mode is going to be on outlet pressure, and we want to maintain 25 Hz during pipe fill and come out of pipe fill once the pressure is above 30 kPa or 60 seconds has passed. So 25 Hz is our pipe fill speed, 30 kPa or 60 seconds. We then acknowledge that and move on to sleep wake up. So we want to go to sleep on flow if the flow is lower than 10 litres per minute for 10 seconds, and we want to wake the system back up again when the pressure falls below 40 kPa. So our sleep detection is flow. Our sleep flow level is 10 litres per minute, and our sleep delay is 10 seconds. Our wake up mode is pressure, and our wake up pressure level is 40 kPa. And then we acknowledge that, and that's basically the whole setup. Prior to this, you should have entered the nameplate details for the motor and performed an auto tune. The other thing we can show you is how to change the display of the HMI on the drive, which is for a pumping application, because by default the drive displays the pre-ramp reference frequency, but what we can do is display some other parameters which are more useful, I believe, for pumping applications. So we start by entering the F4 key, or customize, and then select a list, and from there we press the F2 key for MPC, and this will then populate a list of parameters that can be displayed in the main monitoring menu. I deselect pre-ramp reference frequency and select motor frequency instead. I then find application state, installation flow, and outlet pressure, and then escape from that. I can now run the system, and we see that it's in pipe fill mode. It will maintain 25 Hz, and once we get above 30 kPa, our system goes out of pipe fill and into PID control. So we're trying to achieve 60 kPa. We see that we slightly overshoot 60 kPa, hence the speed drops. At some point a valve may shut on the outlet side, therefore the flow will reduce. And then once it goes below 10 litres per minute, our 10-second timer starts, and once that has elapsed, we'll put the system to sleep. At that stage, the motor ramps down to 0 Hz. And it will stay there until our pressure in the line drops below 40 kPa. So this will be when the valve is opened again. So we drop below 40 and we go out of sleep and back into PID control. And you see we're ramping up to achieve our target of 60 kPa.